What up, guys? Darcy Sky here with a review for you. It's a pickup review. I've got other pickups coming. We're gonna do a bigger video on that later, but for now, we're gonna do a review because it's one little thing. I'm going to review for you today the Everdrive Game Boy Everdrive. This is by, how do you pronounce it? Krikzz, whatever. Look at the URL. It's flipped. Now it's upside down and flipped. That's nothing. It is a Game Boy flash cart. What that means is you can find ROMs and homebrews online. You can put them on this cart. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And you can play them on any system that plays standard Game Boy games. That means Game Boys, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Light, Game Boy Play It Loud, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, Super Game Boy. I believe I've heard elsewhere there's one type of system it doesn't work in that plays standard Game Boy carts. Is that Super Game Boy 2? I don't recall. Look it up. I'll put it down below, maybe. I'll put it down below. So, how does this work? First of all, here's the cart. Get a nice look. Looks similar to a standard Game Boy cart. Got some of the info on it there. Now, what's unique about this cart, well, obviously it's not an official Nintendo cart, is the top bit here. And that's where you put your micro SD card now. I'll just use this pencil over here. I bought mine, it came with the micro SD and adapter. You will require that for this to work. What you do, you take your, this is actually 8 gig. I bought it from a store online. It said it would come with a 4 gig card, came with 8 gig, which is, you're putting Game Boy ROMs. Like you can put any Game Boy game forever on this, right? You take this, stick it in your adapter, put it in your computer, start up a folder, put whatever ROMs you want on there. It can also, you can add save dumps if you want to save game in there. Stick that back in here. Again, I use a pencil because I got big ol' fingers. Some people are like, oh, that's a complaint. It's not a complaint. It's just how it's made. Don't worry about it. You then, I'm going to use my Game Boy Advance SP right here. I think it'll be best to show on camera. Fortunately, it's not the 100, it's the whatever, the 001. We'll deal with it. Stick it in, boot it up, turn the volume up for you guys, and ba-ding! You'll be able to see. Ooh, here you can tell I got some folders. I have Game Boy Color, and Homebrew. You just go down, select the folder you want. Let's go Game Boy Adventure Island 2. That's what I've been playing lately. It's pretty good. It's hard. These games are hard, guys, but it's lots of fun. So here you go. Here's what the menu looks like. You just go down. It's kind of weird on this. The B button is kind of the advanced or select button, and A is to go back. Some people again say, "Oh, that's a complaint." Just there's 2 buttons. Just figure it out, guys. Come on. It's not that hard. Adventure Island 2, you can go load only or load and start. Load only will be, here's the thing, this flash card has Game Genie codes that you can put in. So if you look up Game Genie codes, you put them in. It took me a while to figure out how to have those load into your game properly. Once you get it down, it's easy to remember, but there's a few. Do you go back in the menu? Is that getting rid of your code you put in, etc.? So you load it. Loading screen, again, because these are Game Boy games, they don't take that long to load up. This is probably taking a while because, oh, I clicked load only, that's why. Load and start, that's what I wanted. And there you go. So again, Game Boy Advance is going to go to whatever. Ooh, they're in space, look at your aliens! Turn that off. Great. And yeah, that's just what this little cart does. You can put ROMs, saves on here, homebrews, which I've been into lately, getting up some cool homebrews. It's just a really, really cool cart. It was expensive. That is, if there was one complaint I did have, and it's not a complaint, it's probably because it's a nice product, is that the price is pretty high, especially the one I got came with a properly formatted SD card. You have to watch out, these things work on FAT32. It's easy enough to format a card, just any old card. The one I got just came that way, so you just stick it in, drag and drop your files. Another thing to look out for, keep this in mind, within the system, it presents you the games according to their most recently added to the folder. So if you're going to do a lot of back and forth between your computer and this, it might not always be accurate. So what I do, I just have a copied version of the folder that I just add to, cut it out, and then copy it back in. That way it arranges everything alphabetically. Now, I'm not sure how this affects saves, because I've only done this twice now, and I haven't been playing like RPGs or anything. So I don't know how that will affect save games, but it is something to keep in mind. That's a way you can have it organized alphabetically. You can also make folders, so you can go each letter of the alphabet if you want. But overall, this is a really, really good product. I can't recommend it enough. It just helps me find games that I might have not known about before. And it go, oh, I want to buy this game later. You know, I'm finding some great hidden gems that I would imagine aren't too expensive because I've never heard of them, that I kind of want to go get the physical copy of, maybe even completed box. Check on prices later, guys. But yeah, this is a great cart. I highly recommend it. They have other versions. They have a one for, say, Genesis, Game Gear, Game Boy Advance carts, N64 carts. They've got flash carts for everything. It's a great way to play games that you might not be otherwise able to find, or even inspire you to go find them. But that's it for today, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.